Hello. Today I'm going to discuss a very pertinent topic, the 7 risks to avoid when investing in real estate in Africa or the Caribbean. If you don't know my story, my name is Douglas Oppong and I'm author of the book Pocket with Our Whole 7 Pillars to Support Your Financial Habits and Decisions. It's available on Amazon. It talks about my journey, financial freedom journey, from nothingness to somethingness. And it started when I was a young kid in a primary school somewhere in the northern part of Ghana, my home country. And when I visited my friends who I studied with, they had their shoes lined up and they had their own rooms. And yet I slept in one room with 3-4 siblings. And I wondered what my dad didn't do right and their dads did wrong. Right. So I had this ambition that when I grew up, I wanted to have my own home. Today, I'm a multiple award-winning property investor. My company won the best Airbnb company at the 16th Ghana Property Awards just a few weeks ago. And in 2021, at the 13th Ghana Property Awards, I won the best international property investor in Ghana. And I have been doing this for a long time in the UK and in Ghana now. But I'm going to talk to you about the risks to avoid. So I'm talking to people in the diaspora. If you're USA, Canada, UK, Europe, and you're looking to invest in real estate here in Africa or the Caribbean, or you are already in the game, I want to talk to you about some risks you need to avoid. One of them is due diligence. Before you invest in real estate, or even if you're in it, find out about your real estate investment. Okay, do the due diligence about it. If you're about to, the developer, think about the developer who is about to develop, who is going to take your money, all the people involved in the development, do your due diligence about it. And of course, the land. The first time I bought land in Ghana was September 1999. Then I had just had a maturity of my ISA, the individual savings account with Abbey National, now Santander in the UK. So it matured and I brought it to buy land in Ghana. And then every time I came to Ghana, I'll visit it, I'll get people to, mow the grass and burn it and all that. A few years ago, about 8 years ago, when I came, the place was full with story buildings. And I asked what was going on. And they told me somebody had bought the land and built on it. I said, hey, this is my land. Eventually, cut long story short, I got land guards involved. I got to the police station, reported the matter. They said, come tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, bang, I was there. I sat there till 5 p.m. The DC did not show up. And I remember his name. I wouldn't say it. It still registers in my name, the district chief constable. He never turned up. That is when I knew that I hadn't done my due diligence on the land. Even if I did, I had not really done proper research. And so a lot of us get into this situation and we really lose money on it. So before you lose that money, make sure you do your due diligence on the developer, on the land they're building on, and on all the people who are involved. It comes again to land title issues. Like I said, if you do your due diligence properly, you will discover who owns the land and the issues. Because I recently bought luxury apartments in Ghana, and when we were doing the transfer of the title deeds, it took the developer a long time to even decipher what was happening. So it took the developer a long time before they were able to actually put the title deeds into their own name. And when they decided to transfer the properties into their owners, they were charging close to $1,500 or more to transfer the property into your name. These are costs I hadn't thought about. But because they were to transfer the title deeds into my name, I was incurring costs I hadn't budgeted for. So when you are buying property in Africa or the Caribbean, one of the key things you need to look at is the ownership of the land and the title deeds. The other thing is political and economic stability. Everybody loves stability. In fact, I'm shooting this video in Ghana at the moment. Tomorrow, I'm flying back to the UK. And what is happening is that they've just had the election in Ghana, and it was a smooth thing. But prior to the election, there was a bit of, issues. Everybody was a bit cagey, cautious. They didn't know whether there was going to be machetes coming out and guns popping out, or bombs. Nobody was certain. Even though Ghana is a beacon of democracy in Africa, you can't always be sure when it comes to Africa. So political stability is extremely important. When you're investing in real estate, make sure that the place you're investing is stable. Because at the end of the day, if it is not stable and it turns out that things go nasty, you would lose your money. Again, economic stability. You need a country, a place, an economy, a local economy that is doing well, that there is stability. You know that guests come in as tourists, or even the internal tourism is working from different cities, intercity, intra-country in Africa, that they're all coming there so that there is traffic coming to your place. So where there is political stability, economic stability follows. Where there is no political stability, economic stability is impossible. So make sure that when you're investing in real estate in Africa or the Caribbean, these two are in tandem with each other. I'll talk about currency fluctuations. A lot of developers in Africa and the Caribbean do price their properties in USD. In Ghana, they spend cedis. In Lagos, it's Naira. In Kenya, it's shillings, is it? Something along that line. Uganda, it's shillings, I know. So in Jamaica, it's Jamaican dollars, I think. So, these prices are tied to the USD. And so if you're buying your property in USD, you need to be able to make sure that your rental is also in USD. Or if your rental is in cedi, for example, the Ghana currency cedi, and the rate for now is about $1 is to 14.85 cedis. So you make sure that the fluctuations in the currency is not so much, because if there's too much fluctuation in the currency, then you will suffer exchange rate fluctuations that would also affect your income and the returns on your investment. The other one, the fifth one, is infrastructure challenges. You know the story. I bought a big, nice, luxurious real estate, properties in Ghana, and I was over the moon about it. The design, the architectural design and the 3D designs and the prototype looked like California, looked like some amazing place. The greenery around it, and I thought, whoa, this is paradise. When I flew from the UK and I was going to the apartments, the road leading to the apartments was worse than my father's village. The road, the bumps, the dirt, before you lift your head, and these apartments were there. And when it rained, you have puddles of water splashing around. And I thought, what developer in their right thinking mind would put up these edifices and not spend a infinitesimal fraction to do up the road leading to these world iconic buildings? Developers in Africa and the Caribbean, if you watch this video, I'm talking to you. Think of those who are coming to buy this property. Think of the people who are coming to live in this property. Think of the investment that these people are bringing in to these apartments that you are building. You cannot build these iconic buildings or world-class buildings and not do the roads in front of it. These people, my apartments, we have white sheets in our bedrooms. And people are treading on these derelict roads, these ramshackle roads, dirt road, red road. And they are going to be in their bedrooms. The carpets. Come on. So when you are looking to invest in real estate in Africa or the Caribbean, think about the infrastructural challenges. Because a lot of people, if you go to rent short-term rental, you must be careful. Because some people will not want to take that route. I know that every Christmas time, the developer would want to pull wool over our eyes and put some tar, something on it. 6 months later, everything just erodes and it's the same old story. Developers must begin to think that investors are not stupid. Investors are not stupid to put their money into something and you just do anything willy-nilly for them to buy. We are wiser. Investors are wiser. So developers must think before they do things. So if you have infrastructural challenges, you're buying a property, I talked about location. So are the roads leading to the place good? If it's a beachfront, what are the issues around the beachfront? Is there crime in the area? Are there street lights? Is it accessible to the right places, event places, churches and nightclubs and whatever? Everybody has what they have, what they take. So check about the infrastructural challenges of the area and the country of the property you're about to invest in. Because other than that, you could lose your money, or the returns on your investment could be very, very slim, because not everybody would want to be in a place that has, the building can be nice, but if the road and network and the place is no street lights, they fear for their safety, they will not buy. So don't buy in places that do not take care or think about you, the investor. The seventh risk is fraud and scams. You need to avoid fraud and scams. A lot of developers can be fraudsters or scammers. And as I said, if you are buying, don't only look at the 3D that they send you in their brochures. Query it. Ask them questions. Would this road be like this? Because if the road is not like that and you buy the property, they have misrepresented their property to you. You can take them to court. If I'm buying a property and they've told me from the 3D views that there is palm trees around, there is greenery around, and there is the tennis court around, and I come to buy the property, they've handed over to me, and these things are not there, you can take them to court because they have reneged on their agreement with you. You sign an agreement that you are purchasing the property for $100,000, $50,000, $200,000, whatever. On completion, these are going to be there. If they are not on completion there, then you can take them to court for delayed action, for delayed completion. You should do that. When we investors are able to take the developers in Africa and Caribbean to court for not completing on time, for not doing the things they're going to do, but they presented these pictures and they missell us these properties, we should be able to take them to court. We must be bold enough to let them know that you cannot scam us. The other thing you need to be aware of is completion delays. Completion delays. Because the developers in Africa and Caribbean, they take your money or use your money to develop the property, they give you timelines they cannot meet. They tell you we're going to complete in September, they probably don't complete till 10, 12 months time, 18 months time, 24 months time. But you have tied your property in. So if you borrowed the money from somewhere to put in to complete, you have done your calculations that if it completes in 6 months, you start to rent, you're going to get rental income to pay the mortgage or whatever. But they don't complete till 12 months, 18 months time. And yet they don't compensate you for it. So beware of property developers who cannot complete or have completion delays. When you are buying a property through the brochure, whatever, make sure that you hold their feet to fire on completion delays. Look, I prefer developers to let me know that, look, we can't complete on this date, but we have a time range to complete, and they must complete in the time range. If developers don't complete in the time range that they sold to you in the contractual agreement, you have the right to sue them in court. And that is what developers need to know, that investors are not fools. We make our monies from different sources. We struggle, we work the shifts, we do whatever we have to, even if we rob the bank to come and invest. You should do your bit because we give you our money. And we pay my interest on the loans that we brought in for your property. So you should be able to compensate for delays in completion. Okay? The final thing, so be aware of fraud, scams, and delayed completions by developers and other people involved in the sale of these properties. The final one is weak rental demand. If you're buying a property as an investment because you live in the diaspora, USA, Canada, UK, Europe, and you know that you only we visit once a while and you're just going to use it as a rental investment, yes, great, because in Africa, the yields are higher. Approximately from about 11% onwards. plus. In UK, my property yields are about max 8%. That is max. That is even if I'm lucky. And then out of this, there'll be taxes, blah, 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 blah. So really, it's not doing very well in terms of yields. Africa, the yields are great. Where there are problems, there are also solutions. That's where the money is. You know, when you are digging gold, you have to go through the rock, you blast the rock, you go deeper to get the treasure. So the same way, if you are renting, you're buying a property to rent, you need to look at the rental demands in the place and make sure that the traffic is coming. Do your due diligence well about the rental demands, because the yields in Africa are higher, about 11 to 16% in some places. The yields on properties in the UK, I have 8%, I'll be lucky, less taxes. So yeah, where you have weak rental demands, you need to find out if it's a good investment for you. So these are just a few things I've talked about. There are a plethora, line of risks associated with with buying or investing in real estate in Africa. I will not recommend that you buy a property in any of the African countries or the Caribbean without seeking help, without doing your due diligence and find out about the title, political stability, currency fluctuations, infrastructural challenges, fraud, scams, and delayed completions, and weak rental demands and all that. So I want you to invest wisely. I want you to do well in your real estate journey. Yes, there are risks, but wherever there are risks, the returns are higher. And the returns and yields in real estate are higher in Africa and the Caribbean than where you live in the West. I can promise you that. And I've been there, done it, got a t-shirt. I am helping you. I'm doing this for you for free because I want to inform you, engage you that the mistakes I made buying land and losing the money, the mistakes I made and in having to pay a lot of money when I was getting my title deeds transferred to me for the properties I bought, knowing the mistakes I made when I had delayed completions, when I had the brochure and the green palm trees and gardens, and when I bought the property, the road leading to the property was a shambolic road with, when it rained, it puddles and your trouser will be wet up your knee before you get to your apartment. I don't want you to make those mistakes. I want you to invest with a developer who is sensible, a developer that is wise, a developer that considers the money that they are taking from you and make sure that their contractual arrangement with you is cast in stone, or at least is flexible. A developer who is honest. That is where I want you to put your money in. And that is why I'm doing this, so that you can know about it. If you are in the diaspora, African, Caribbean, African American, you're looking to invest in real estate in Africa or the Caribbean, I would not recommend that you do it without going through this. And if you need somebody to guide you, hold your hand, myself and my team, we will be there for you. My name is Douglas Oppong. You can go on to all the links around and you can contact us. We will be your guide to investing in real estate in Africa or the Caribbean. Take care.